So Peloton have fallen off their own bike, and the big question is, can they get back on? Now, COVID did Peloton some massive favours for sales of their home fitness products, but since then, legal issues, increased competition, product problems have seen the stock price of Peloton come crashing down. So what's going on with the price right now? Where's it heading, and can they recover? I'm going to have a look in today's chart of the day. Hello, I'm Stephen Ho, trader and founder of TheStopHunter. So before we can carry on, a risk warning for you to pay close attention to. The content in this video is not investment advice, so please seek the advice, help of financial professionals or financial advisors before investing and trading. And trading and investing involves a high degree of risk, and your money is at risk, so be very careful. So with that out the way, let's get on with the analysis. The story of Peloton can be broken into two parts, and it can be clearly seen, those parts, inside the weekly line chart. The company went public in 2019. You can see that really excellent run up to highs of about $163, $165. But you can see when coronavirus kicked in the early part of 2020, and that drove that massive increase in the stock price for obvious reasons. And then we saw the decline from really the start of the year due to various reasons, more competition, companies like Nordic Track, Lululemon problems, product issues, etc., etc. And it's been a downhill ride, and actually that's a 75% fall in price from its highs there. But the interesting technical analysis pattern, slap bang in the middle there, is the head and shoulders that you can see. And if we use the rules of technical analysis around heads and shoulders, then you can take the head part to the neckline and then reverse that back down under that as a potential target as it broke. And actually the right hand shoulder was a lengthy one, but it has got down to that bottom part of that head and shoulders pattern, and actually gone through that now. And you can see on the right hand side a volume profile where most of the actions happened over its life, and that is actually the biggest area, I suppose, has been around $25. But in terms of sort of bulk volume, then it's been between $125 and sort of $80, $90. But at the moment, it's not looking great at all for Peloton, and we've had the Omicron strain of COVID for the last few weeks, and it's been out there in the general public and everyone knows about it, and it hasn't really done anything to price at all. And Christmas coming up, it could be a crucial time to see how Peloton performs over this period. For those of you who are bullish of Peloton, then the daily line break reversal strategy technique would be of use for you. And I've added into today's analysis a further line break chart. Normally just do the daily line break chart, but I've now introduced 4 hour 4 line break chart. That's for more aggressive entries. And if we focus on the left, we've got 42.5 and 44.5 as potential buy-in areas, and we have 41.5 and 44.25 on the 4 hour 4 line break chart. The daily Heikin-Ashi chart also paints a gloomy picture. If we focus in on the price there, you can see the salmon pink, light blue 2 standard deviation regression bands showing a downtrend since the start of 2021. And recent earnings in November saw the stock price crash down, and actually to where it is today, it's down over 50% from that point, and trailing along the bottom of that 2 standard deviation band to where it is today. And we go to the signals at the bottom, so I call that a weak bearish setup there. Volatility spiked during that earnings announcement release to over 200% vol per annum, and now has since pared back down to about 70% under its longer term average of about 126%. And volume wise, trading around now after it's sort of calmed down a bit, it's longer term moving average. Back onto the price, and we've got a sell. The sell signal still in place from the 2 pink line box break set up system. And overall though, it's not looking particularly rosy at the moment for Peloton. I've used a $2 block size for the chart, the Renko chart here, and all our signals at the moment are bearish to weak bearish. Price, like the Heikin-Ashi chart, on its way down still, and we had that recent sell signal on the chart around about the earnings time, and if it breaks this Fibonacci line, which are the recent lows, then its next target is unfortunately down to single figures. So it's not a pretty picture, and if something can happen to it, maybe it's the Omicron strain of the COVID virus at the moment that sends everyone back home, and people need to buy the home fitness products of Peloton. That might be the driving factor, but price wise, the upside, it's got to get to that noise, the moving average, longer term moving average, which is trading under around about $90, then up to those more recent high sort of areas before that earnings collapse in these, I would say $120, and then next target really back to recent highs, and from the start of the year to the end of last year, about $169, $170. But at the moment, a bearish outlook. Looking at the technicals, then, you don't really want to be a buyer just yet. A lot's got to change to make that look more bullish and worth the risk of going into such a trade. And Heikin-Ashi slightly improved over the Renko shorter term outlook, with a bit more neutrality building into the price action, but still bearish overall. And if we focus in on the top right hand side, I've added in the 4-hour 4-line break entry numbers as well, so you've got something else to play with there. If you do decide to be bullish in the shorter term, and if we focus in on the targets, and obviously with that big decline in the price, then there's going to be big upside potential, 2.36 and 4.79 to 1 in the shorter to medium term, and then to the downside still a good trade there, 1.77, 2.9121. But overall, sticking with bearish for Peloton at the moment. Will Omicron and COVID save them from this ugly situation they've got themselves into? There's still some issues to sort out, legal stuff around Lululemon, increased competition from companies like Nordic Track, and general product problems. Then if they can sort them out, and people still buy into this home fitness craze, then the future might look okay. But at the moment, the technicals certainly not looking okay, and warranting a bearish outlook at the moment. Let me know if you agree or disagree that analysis. Where do you think Peloton are going next? Love to hear from you in those comments. And if you like today's video, please give us the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe and bell buttons to receive future notification of content I will be producing. And all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching, good luck with the trading, and I'll see you in the next video.